Hi, I'm Rick of Rick Saw Designs with another quick build video. Today, we're going to make a blanket ladder. A very simple project. I'm going to use a 2x4 that I have in my garage, about 4 feet long. I also have some other scraps, 2.5, 3 feet long, that I'll use for the rungs of the ladder. I'm going to do these in what I'm calling rustic, but if you want to call it coastal, if you want to, create some other kind of name for it, farm, country, whatever it is you're doing, just have that intention and try to keep that style throughout the whole project. One of the reasons I'm doing this is obviously because my wife wants this in the house. When we go to look at Etsy, when we go to look at Amazon, we go look at Target, we look at the big box stores, these are incredibly high priced, and I can't believe they're charging you that much for that. So if you're building these to sell these, you can certainly sell them for a lot more than it costs you to build them. They're a very easy build. Let me take you through it. Let me show you how it's done. Stick with me. Let's go. So we're going to go ahead and cut these on the table saw, just cut them to size. So when you're all done cutting them, you should have 2 rails. And then in my case, I had 4 steps. You could do 3, you could do 5. You figure out what's right for you and the height for what you're doing. These are very square in design, and it's just not what I want to do. So I'm going to round all of these edges over. Now the ends are going to look a little bit more rounded. I kind of like that style. I don't need them perfect in any sense at all. I'm going to hit them with a little sandpaper. You can see there's a little, and you can feel it probably better than you can see it. There's a little bit that needs to be amended. Things like this on the end of a board don't want to be there, even though it'll be hidden. I'm going to use 80 grit sandpaper on purpose, and part of the reason I'm going to do that is to make sure I maintain the look I'm looking for. In this case, just a rustic look, so it shouldn't be smooth. It should be a little coarse, little rough. One last thing, I did add these small bevels to the end so that when the blanket ladder is sitting up against the wall, it'll kind of sit a little better. Not a big deal. I did mine at 60 degrees and 30 degrees. You could choose your own angles to decide how far out from the wall you want that particular blanket ladder to be. So I'm going to get to some sanding real quick, and then we're going to go ahead and hit some stain on it. All right. So the stain is already on. I've just kind of roughly put it together where I want to be. This will be the top. This will be against the wall. But one of the things I want to do is I want to distress it. I'm going to use an old sandpaper block here. I'm going to end up throwing this one away after I'm done anyway. But when I distress it, I'll take some of the color away. It'll pop some of the grain. It's the look I'm going for, so let's see how that looks when we do it. You see the grain pop right there. Might be hard on camera, but pretty obvious when you're here in real life. And the corners are going to get some more along the way. So there's a lot of different ways to distress things. You can certainly, take things, anything hard metal. You can use nails. You can use screwdrivers. You can make gouges in it. I think this is good enough for what I'm looking for today. But it's really endless what you want to do. So you choose. There's lots of ways to attach the steps to the ladder. I'm going to choose to go ahead and use a pocket screw. It works really well. It's easy to use. This is 3/4 inch wood. When I'm all done, I should be able to insert a Craig screw right in here, and it holds really nice and tight. And it's behind, so you never see it. So I'm going to show you how that works real quick. I have everything set up for the 3/4 inch. I just simply center it in the middle of my wood at the bottom. Make sure it's nice and tight, because it is. I've already got everything all centered. I just want to make sure I'm hitting vertical. It doesn't have to be perfect. And then of course I have the collet set up so it stops at a certain point. So when I'm all done, every kit looks pretty much the same. Okay.